Hello, my loves. Welcome to today's live stream. I come with my doctor robe, we shall say, to give you some prescriptions so that you avoid making some copy mistakes. I'm gonna give you my doctor prescription. This might actually come up after, it's kind of hot here. And we're gonna talk about what are the things that you're doing in your copy that are preventing you from attracting premium clients. Because I know that you're working on your copy, you're doing your reels, you're doing the damn things, and you're like, wait, why am I still getting people who are not the right client on my discovery call? So what we're gonna talk about today is really gonna help you elevate the quality of clients that you get on your sales calls. It's gonna help you reduce the amount of people who tell you, oh my God, you're so inspirational, but that never buy from you. And is really going to help you just create a more solid foundation for when you make an offer on your calls and stop receiving a lot of the objections of like, I need to think about it, let me feel into it with my chakras, let me connect with my inner guides, let me ask my husband, let me outsource my power to somebody else that must know better than me, aka basically, that so that I can make a decision, right? So we are going to front load. We're going to find the areas in your marketing where you can be doing a lot of this so that it doesn't, you just don't have to deal with any of these things, or you can reduce the amount of these kinds of situations that happen to all of us business owners. Like, don't make yourself wrong if you feel like this happens to you a lot. We are just basically going to make your life a lot easier by looking at these 4 copy upgrades. So before we begin, I want to know, where are you guys tuning in from? I want to know. So many new people in my world, especially on Instagram, and I see you all live here. So I'm curious to know, where are you tuning in from? And what is one question that you would love to ask me about this topic when it comes to copy, when it comes to premium clients? What is something that you would really love to know? Because I have time today and I might give you some coaching. All right, let me see and make sure that everything is going well on Facebook. Yeah, looks good. All right, my love. So here's the first thing that I want to tell you. The first copy mistake, by the way, I want to say, this is just like a side note. Guys, my skin is clear. I've lost like 10 pounds over the last year. And you know, all I did, I stopped drinking kombucha. I stopped drinking kombucha. Sugar, my friends. Like, I didn't think kombucha was had so much sugar. And I went to a naturopath, and my naturopath was like, sugar and gluten are not your best friends. Anyone's really. But anyway, and I just never listened. And then I did it again. And I actually started to stop drinking kombuchas randomly, and my life has changed. I'm feeling my body, and I'm like, oh my God, these muscles are here, and I've been working out. This feels really good. So anyway, that was just a present moment observation of what I'm realizing on a personal level. Okay, so the first thing, so Minneapolis, amazing. Oh, what did I do? No. Okay, what else? Where are you guys tuning in from? I want to know. Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you. The first thing that I see people do that really doesn't help them attract premium clients is their lack of precision. And I'm going to give you some examples. So let's say that let's say me, I'm a marketing coach. I help people with their marketing, their sales, and client attraction, right? And the first thing that I see people not doing is lack of precision in qualifying people in your copy. Whether you're doing a reel that is 7 seconds, or whether you're doing a long form post that is more than 2,200 characters for Facebook, lack of precision shows up in the way that you qualify people. Hi, oh my God, I love seeing you here. So lack of precision in how you qualify people. So it's so simple, it's so subtle, it's so small, but you guys, this is why it's so beautiful, because it's the smallest things that make the big difference. So if I just say, hey, if you want more clients and you're not attracting them, I can help you with your copy. And we're gonna revisit your copy and you're gonna attract more people. and we're gonna take a look at like your offer, and we're gonna take a look at like, let's say that I just say that in a post, right? I know that you're struggling to attract clients, and that makes you feel like stressed, burned out, whatever, and so I can help you with your copy, and that's gonna solve your problem, and like book a call with me. A lot of people do that, just like very vague non-qualifiers. So when I talk about lack of precision, I mean first on the qualifier level. So what I just said, that example I gave you, it could apply to coaches at any level. It could apply to coaches who are making 0K months, who are making 10K months, who are making this, who are making that. It could apply to anyone. It could apply to literally a service provider, anyone. And so the first thing is, are you qualifying people in your copy? And by qualifying, I mean, I can say instead, I know that you're a coach who's been around the block. You've been helping people for a while. You're working with clients. They're booking calls with you. But the problem is that when you get on a sales call or on a consultation with this person, you go through the whole thing and you're invested, and you feel like they're the right fit for you. You know that you can help them because you've helped so many people like them in the past. But then they always give you some kind of excuse about why they can't do it right now. Whether he's talking to their husband, whether he's this, whether he's that. And that starts it starts chipping away at your confidence, because you know you can help them, and you're like, is this a sales problem? Or is this a marketing, like what is my problem here? Notice what I just did. Can you guys tell the difference between the two examples? Can you notice the difference between me speaking to who the fuck knows who, a coach, a service provider, or whatever, and the vagueness of the problem, the lack of precision of my understanding of the problem? And so for those of you who are like, well, how do I know how to get so precise with the problem? The most important thing that you can do is first work with clients. Number two, get into their minds. And inside of my program, I literally teach you how to get into the minds of your clients, but are very like clear and precise process. But it's really understanding what is happening in their day-to-day lives, and what is the actual, like what I call it is minute-to-minute manifestations of the problem in their day-to-day. You guys, I just gave you a $10,000 lesson. If you use it, you're gonna make so much fucking money. Like literally is one of the first things that I teach in my program to my clients. Are you guys getting it? Are you getting the difference between the first example? Give me a yes in the comments if you got the difference of lack of precision between the first example when I'm like speaking to everybody, and second example when I'm describing the specific problem that a specific type of client has and how it shows up in their lives. Give me a yes in the comments before we move to thing number 2. Right. Okay. I'm seeing the yeses come through, right? So I want you to think about that for yourself. Okay. How am I explaining the problem right now? Is it clear? Is it precise? Or is it vague? Now, thing number 2, I'm actually going to go off script here because the next thing that I'm thinking, you guys are thinking is, okay, well, maybe I'm explaining the problem really precisely, let's say, but here's what you think you're doing. You think you're explaining the problem really precisely, but in reality, you are explaining, let's say, the root cause of the problem. And that's not what your people are thinking. Your people are thinking top level problem. They are not thinking, oh my God, I need NLP in order to solve my life. They're not thinking that. Oh my God, I need ketogenic diet to fix my life. That might be the root solution. Like let's say that they're eating too many carbs, and you're a health coach, and you're like, look, we need to do the ketogenic approach. Who knows? Like, I'm not saying that's right. I'm just giving you an example. Like, they don't know that that's what's going on. So you want to speak to what's top of mind for them. And that's where a lot of coaches, they get tripped up in going into like, I can help you feel like a divine feminine goddess. And it's like, what does divine feminine goddess mean? Like, what is it? Sounds good, like sign me up, but like, I'm not really gonna buy and pay money if I don't understand what does that problem look like in my life right now? What does not being a feminine goddess look like in my life right now on very practical way, in very practical ways, not like ethereal ways? And what is my life as a feminine goddess gonna look like at the end of the day? And this could be in relationships and energetics and whatever it is, right? I help my clients create their kind of like ethereal things and make them so tangible that they keep the essence of what they do. We don't have to make you a different type of coach that you're not. We keep the essence of what you're an expert at, but what we do is tangibilize it. Let's say that that's a word. Tangibilize. Tangibilize. Let's make that a word. We're going to decide that that's a word. What do you do so that people actually want to buy it, right? So right now you're probably thinking, oh my God, Juliana, but I explain the problem and I tell them like, NLP is really the solution. And like right now we're going to take away their limiting beliefs and like we're going to, create freedom in their lives. And all of that is still lack of precision. You're not explaining the problem in a way where it's clear on a day-to-day basis, hour-to-hour moment. Like there's so many content ideas available to you if you just slow your mind down, and instead of thinking of you and your expertise and all the things that you're amazing at, which yay, all of it, we start stepping into the shoes of the client that you want to help, the higher level client you want to help, and really just feel like, okay, what does it look like to feel the way they feel when it comes to, in my experience, in my case, what does it look like when they feel disappointed in a sales call? What has happened there? What are they thinking? What are their thoughts, feelings, and actions? And then I describe that and I talk about it slowly, with precision, without rushing. I slow down the moment. When you slow down the moment, that's when people are like, fuck, she gets me. How does she know? And slowing down the moment doesn't mean that you have to now write a 5,000 word post. It just means that you're highlighting the moment to moment, the thoughts, feelings, and actions that happen in that moment. And then you tell them, which I'm gonna go to thing number 2 because this is important. Okay, let me just make sure that thing number 2 will actually make sense here. Yeah. So thing number 2, I know as a coach you've been on the, yeah, okay. Thing number 2, premium classes, okay, yeah. So thing number 2 is addressing the things that they have tried before that haven't worked and actually telling them why haven't they worked before. Give me a yes in the comments if this makes sense. What I mean is premium clients are so smart. Okay, and let's just define what a premium client is. A premium client is not somebody who has like wads of cash ready to freaking, to anyone. That's not a premium client. Like a premium client is somebody who is willing to be super committed to the result, someone who is ready to make a transformation, someone who's empowered, and somebody who is really willing to receive your coaching and actually adapt it and implement it. Right? And yes, they're willing to invest in themselves. It's not somebody who is going to pay you, but is going to be a pain in the ass because they feel entitled. That's not a premium client. And there are premium clients everywhere. You guys are surrounded by premium clients. You are a premium client. You just don't realize it because you don't see yourself as that yet. Therefore, you don't see yourself as a premium coach yet. But that's a conversation for a whole other live stream, which we're not going to talk about today. But what I want to land on is that premium clients are smart. You guys are smart. You guys have been around the block. You have worked with some coaches. You have tried different things. You have tried things that have worked, that haven't worked. And just like you, your clients have done the same thing. They have been around the block. They have worked with different people. They have tried things themselves. Maybe if they haven't worked with anybody, they have tried to do something about it. And it hasn't worked because they're watching this live stream or your live stream or reading your post or still sitting with the problem silently. And they are literally thinking, what do I do now? How do I solve this problem? Like, I want this problem out of my life, but I don't know how to do it. I've tried all these things. So in your copy, you must, so some of the mistakes that I see, so because we're talking about mistakes, here's how to fix it. So the mistake that I see is that you are going straight away assuming that they know that they have a problem and that they want your solution. And people don't know. People sometimes don't even know what their problem is. So you have to make them problem aware. Hey, this is a problem that you're currently experiencing. I get it, right? Like right now, this is what's happening on your sales calls or your discovery calls. Okay, I get it. Or right now, this is what's happening on your health, right? Like you're feeling XYZ, you're trying all the diets, they're not working, you've been going on dates with people and like you can't find the right person, whatever the problem is. How does that make them feel? And what are they making it mean about them? Empathize. Okay, we got that, right? Now, let's talk about the next step, which is what have they tried before that hasn't worked? You've probably tried this and it hasn't worked. Most people go and say, okay, I get it, it hasn't worked. Well, here's my solution and it will work. Buy it. Big mistake. Why? Can somebody tell me why that might be a mistake? Why could it be a mistake that you're just telling people, hey, this is your problem. I know it hasn't worked for you, but here's my solution. What is missing there? Can somebody tell me? I know you guys are smart. Maybe you're picking it up. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Okay. No one wants to take a guess. Empathy. Okay, empathy. Okay, yes. So we've already done empathy. Empathy we have done. Okay, we've empathized with them. But empathy, it's not necessarily a bridge to create desire for a solution. They have to feel it, not just think about it. That's a good point. Okay, we're gonna talk about a little bit of feeling it versus just like logical things. Why it didn't work. Yes, Sarah. So we already know, we already have told them why it didn't work, right? But there's something it's something in between before you go from why it didn't work to making an offer. And that, I'm gonna give you one more, okay, establish yourself as an expert. Maybe it's helpful for sure, authority, that's important, but like that doesn't really, you establishing yourself as an expert, it's kind of like meaningless to people. I mean, depends on how you do it, but the way that you establish yourself as an expert, actually, let's go with that, Carmen. I'm not sure exactly how you would do it, but what I want to say is the way that you would do that and the way that it would apply to the bridge that I'm talking about. Ashley says addressing their situation minute to minute. I'm on late. We already did that. We already addressed the minute to minute of the problem, right? So we did. Here's your problem. I know how it makes you feel, and here are the things you have tried that haven't worked. I get it. I've been there. I've helped so many people there, right? Like, and then there's the next thing. The next thing that you guys haven't pinpointed, which is great because you're learning. This is amazing. The next thing is helping them understand why those things that didn't work. And what is the thing that actually they were missing. Rika says what's missing between is to explain why the client would want to work with you, the coach. Potentially. That's a good ingredient, but it's not quite it, okay? So the most important part, and this is where your content, and this is why you guys, I have created a multi-million-dollar business just by writing words on the internet. Like, I'm living my best fucking life by writing words on the internet the correct way, like in a way that lands, in a way that addresses the mental and emotional and like spiritual decision-making aspect for people. There's different layers, and premium clients want to feel like you can address them on, like you get them. They want to feel gotten. They want to feel like they trust you. They want to feel like if they make an investment, like it's going to be like it's the best investment that they're making. That's how my clients feel when they invest in the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. How do they feel that way? It's because this is what I do in my copy. So let's go back to where we were, right? Why it hasn't worked. So I know you have tried, let's say in my experience, I know you have tried, other programs that teach you how to do cold outreach. I know you have tried ads before, and those things have not worked. Let me tell you why they haven't worked. The reason why those haven't worked is because your message wasn't clear. And you can have an ad, like no matter how much money you throw at an ad, if your message isn't clear, it's not gonna convert and you're literally lighting money on fire. A funnel it requires so much volume for it to work. So you need to have a big audience. So this is why your low-end offer that you're selling at $500, it's not making you 6 figures, 7 figures a year, because you need volume, and you don't have volume because you don't have a big audience. But you don't need a big audience. What you need is a clear message. A clear marketing message is going to speak to those people who are in your audience and who are going to be like, oh my God, I want to work with her. And you can charge $10,000, $5,000 because you offer a really deep transformational experience instead of a $500 course that doesn't give a transformation. And I know that you as a coach offer deep transformation to your clients. And so what we need to do is let go of the mentality that you need a funnel and a huge audience in order to make your business work. And we need to focus on what you do have, which is people in your audience that know you. And we need to clarify your message so that it speaks to the right people. That's why all those things that you have tried haven't worked, because your message isn't clear. Do you guys get how, do you see what I did there? Do you see how I didn't even talk about my program? I didn't talk about myself. I didn't say how good I am. I didn't say how many years of experience I have. I didn't say anything. But how did that make you feel when I was saying that, when I was giving you that example? How did it make you feel? I want you to notice. Valuable, yes. Like, how did it make you feel about your problem? That's the question I want to ask. How did it make you feel about your problem? I'm going to give you some moments. I know this is like deep questions. We're like coaching here. This is like a coaching session. Heard. Okay, I love it. How did it make you feel about the potentiality of working together? Aha, it made me aware. Exactly. Aware, understood. Exactly. It made you aware of what? Like there is a solution. Exactly. And that's what we need to do in our marketing. We need to really help people understand that we get the problem better than anyone else. That better than them. Not better than anyone else, better than them. Like we understand, look, it's like this is why I have my doctor. You know, imagine like you're a doctor. You go, and then your patient comes and they're like, I'm feeling all these things. I don't know, I have like, bloating and like skin like things. I got acne, like I'm bloated, I'm working out, nothing works. And then imagine that the doctor comes and the doctor tells you all the reasons that your, insides are doing all the things. And you're like, I don't understand anything you're saying. Like, imagine if the doctor just gave you a science lesson. That's not what we want to do in our marketing. We don't need to explain what's going on in their human, like, you know what I mean? You don't care about what's really going on inside of you. You just want to know it in simple terms. What is happening and how do we solve it? And if there's a solution, right? It's the same thing. It's why I'm coming with my doctor outfit today to give you the solutions. So, recap. I know that it took a while to really get this directly to you, but it's so valuable. Like this is like a $10,000 live stream, you guys. I didn't even get to the other 2 points, but that bridge, super important. Okay, now next thing is third mistake, and I'm gonna go through these really quickly because I know that we've been here for a while. And by the way, if you want support with this, I want you to apply to the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, because inside of that program, this is exactly what we do. We help you clean up any aspirational, confusing language so that you can actually attract the right people and explain your divine gifts in a really clear way so that people actually raise their hands and they actually want to work with you. Because you might be thinking that your problem is mindset and is this and is that and is that people don't want it, there's no one available, there's no one there, I need to grow my followers, I need to be doing more and more and more things, I need to write a sales page, I need to create a website. None of that is required for you to be making money. You don't even need a sales page in order to attract clients. I didn't have a sales page until I made multiple 6 figures. You know who built my website? My ex-boyfriend. He was like, I think you should have a website. And I haven't changed my website since 2018. You guys, I make multiple millions of dollars a year right now. Haven't changed my website since I was making like multiple 6 figures, or even 6 at the time. I don't even remember. Like, it's all those things you think you need in order to attract clients are not what is important. It's really, how do you present your offer? clear are you in your ability to explain it, and the way that you're open and receptive to receive premium clients, to speak to them, to see them, and to actually engage with them and create an audience that has premium people in your world. So I take you through the process of elevating the quality of clients that you attract so that you no longer speak to people that are not the vibe. Then I help you really optimize your offer so that you feel really good about selling it, explaining it, pricing it. We clear any limiting beliefs around your pricing. Like literally my clients quantum leap in their pricing just because of the way that I coach them. They just cement such a deeper belief in themselves and in their value and the value of what they offer, that it just makes it unwavering when they show up on sales calls and people feel that. And then I take you through the process of clarifying your message so that people start raising their hand. And when they start raising their hand, what happens? How do you transition them into a call and host a beautiful beautifully connected consultation where it doesn't feel icky, it doesn't feel weird to really share the higher level investment of what you offer. It's a really spiritual experience for me when I teach sales calls, and for people it becomes like a really spiritual practice, because there's nothing more beautiful than connecting with another human being when they're sharing their deepest fears, their deepest desires, and when you're holding space for them to really leap into their next level. So I really guide you through the whole process. It's the last marketing mastermind that you will ever need. And by the way, right now, when you sign up right now for the September cohort, you get access to my higher level mastermind, where you're going to get coaching for 2 extra months until we begin, so we can dive in right away on your copy, on your mindset, on your sales calls, on your launch, and anything that you really need in order to elevate your business. So I've never done that bonus before, but you get it, and you also get the early bird bonus, which is $1,000 off. So if you've been wanting to join the mastermind, this is the best. It really is the best time. Even if you're a returning client, you get access to momentum, and then you get access to another round of the program. It's the most amazing offer ever. But anyway, let's continue. By the way, you can apply. Link in my bio. I'm gonna drop the link here in the chat of Facebook. Okay, so the second thing, the third thing, and we're gonna go through these two really quickly. But the third thing is that copy mistake that you might be making in your copy. Being overly aspirational and being too much like a best friend. Like you're trying to be people's best friends, and like this is not the vibe. People are not hiring a best friend. And if I had a call last week, by the way, with somebody who wanted to work with me privately, and one of the things that had me like really grounded in the decision that was not a client for me, it was that she wanted me to be really like to be her best friend, to be like, she's like, I want our vibe to be like really like besties. And I'm like, oh no, I'm your coach. I'm gonna be in your corner. I'm gonna be there. Like, hell yeah. Like, I'm gonna be in your corner like your partner in crime and all of it. And if you want a best friend, I'm not the coach for you. Because how do you relate to a best friend, right? A best friend, does your best friend always tell you the truth about everything? Or does your best friend want to protect you to make you feel good, right? I'm a coach, I'm your guide. And I want to be able to show you the blind spots that you have. And I want you to be able to be receptive about what they are and receive the truth, not feeling like offended or like there's something personal about you. It's just what I see as a consultant, as your coach, right? It's not personal. Being best friends is personal, right? And so the important thing here is that in your content, you might be overly inspirational and being like, hey girl, I know how you feel. Believe me, I get it. Me too. And like, this is why people are not buying from you. Because you're showing up as a best friend instead of, I get it, as a guide saying, look, this is the problem. I totally get it. And there are some things that we need to work on together in order to get to the next level for you. And here's what we're going to do. You present a plan, right? Like your best friend is not meant to help you fix your problems. That's your responsibility, right? Your best friend is there to have fun. Best friends, great to have fun, right? But when it comes to being overly aspirational in your content, this is the mistake that people make. They don't actually talk about the problem. They don't highlight what the bridge is, why it's not working. They're not acting like a doctor. They're just being like, I know you can do it. You're powerful. Yay, go you. I know you can do it. And it's like, well, we need to really help people see that there is actually something and a step that they need to take in order to elevate. Okay? All right. And then the last thing, oh my God, this is so good. Okay, I had to say it. I had to say it. You guys, too many tips and I see this especially with Reels now. Reels is like so overwhelming that everybody's just creating one thing after the other. Too many tips and tricks and not enough belief shifting. Give me a yes in the comments if your feed on Instagram is full of like 3 things you can do in order to have a reel go viral. 3 things you can do. 3 tips that you 3 tips, like 4 things that you need to remember in order to like short little tips and tricks, right? Instead of really belief shifting posts or belief shifting reels that lead into a really delicious caption that really help people see, oh, got it. I don't need a sales funnel in order to make 6 figures or 7 figures a year. What I need to really be thinking about is I need to shift my belief from low ticket mentality to premium mentality. Here's why: because it's more profitable, because I can get clients much easier, because I don't need volume. Oh, got it. Okay. Bam. That makes sense. That's a belief shift. Taking somebody from believing that what they need is a membership or a low ticket course to really showing them why that's actually not the reason why that's not what to get them to the result that they want, and what is actually going to get them to the result they want. That's a belief shift that they need to have. So tips and tricks is just more saturation. It's just you putting more work into your marketing content that is not going to help you stand out. It's just not going to help you stand out because 3 billion people are also using Instagram with 3 tips and tricks. And that's fine if that's just one of your pillars of your content. Like, I love educational content, like fuck yes to it all. I do a lot of it, but I don't rely on tips and tricks for every reel. I really look at what are the things that my clients need to shift in their belief in order to feel ready to join my program, or to really just buy into the belief, if it fits for them, that really creating a premium coaching business where you actually get paid in a way that is in alignment with the value that you deliver, where you're not underselling your gifts, your value, and where you're really working on a transformational level with your clients. It's the best way to build a business, right? Until you have 500,000 followers that you can offer them a membership, whatever, a course, whatever. But for all of that, you need volume, right? All right, my love. So that's what I have for you today. How did you, somebody says, ouch, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, tips and tricks. Everybody does it, and premium clients are not attracted to tips and tricks. Premium clients are smart. They want their beliefs shifted, okay? All right, my loves. Any questions that you have before I go? Remember, if you want support with all of this, my personalized support, send me a message. Whether you are at the 10K level in your business, we can talk about private coaching, or whether you are building up to that level, wherever you're at, there are options for you. You don't have to do this alone. We can work together on figuring out what the option is. There's the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, which is for those of you who are really building. I mean, people literally join the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. They're already at 20K months, 30K months. Is amazing. Like, really, people get there from 20 to 80K months. But a lot of people also, they're there because they're building up to like their first 20K month, okay? If you already are there and you just want my full access to me, private coaching, my loves. I have 2 spots open for private coaching. Let's explore it. And this is really gonna support you in taking your business to 100K months, whatever that is, but with a very specific thing, with simplicity and spaciousness, because that's how I do it. I'm not gonna have you complicate your life with a huge team, with a huge everything. We're gonna simplify your life so that you can really sustain that level of revenue in your business without sacrificing literally your peace managing a huge team, or sacrificing like the hours that you have to coach, sacrificing the times when you can be available for your family because you have this whole thing to take care of. We design everything around the life that you really want to live. And then we create the structures, the systems, and the mindset upgrades in order for you to get yourself aligned and cemented in actually embodying exactly what you want. Okay, so thank you so much for this valuable live. This is gonna go in the history of live streams as one of the most valuable live streams that I have ever done. So make sure that you use all of this. I love you all so much, and I'll see you next Thursday. Mwah. Bye.